Alright, so for this screencast, we'll be talking about a little review over the English Methods course so far. And we're going to start off with Beth Berg's close reading. This is one of the major salient ideas that has been kind of reiterated not only in this class but in the other courses as well, and just how important it is to get our students to engage more with the text and not just read the text and be able to understand it, but also be able to delve deeper into the text and dig deeper through like the structure and the meanings that are hidden within the words, like reading between the lines kind of thing. And Beth Berg's whole idea of how just reading the text once is not enough, that you should go through a whole process of having a first, second, and third read, where each time you do read through the text, you're looking for something more, and you're developing more. You're developing like a better idea of what the text is all about. And of course, like the big overarching goal is to provide guidance to the students and slowly transition that responsibility to them, and it just helps them become stronger independent learners. Moving on to Marzano, and the talk of the importance of background knowledge has been a major idea that has been ringing in my memory. And it's basically just talking about how what the student and what the teacher brings to the lesson is like a very strong indicator of how well they'll be able to acquire these new languages, or this new lessons and new knowledge, and be able to like synthesize it and apply it to future concepts, and just helps them build like a stronger base and foundation as they go into higher education and they have to take on even more complex concepts. And the whole idea of a fluid versus a crystallized intelligence, fluid being able to think and reason abstractly and like solve problems without any like prior knowledge or experience in that topic, where basically you just have like these tools to approach like a puzzle or like create problem solving techniques on your own. And crystallize is kind of like the opposite, where you use the accumulation of your past experiences and knowledge and understanding, and you use that to help you understand new concepts. And as we age, this of course becomes more mature and becomes stronger as we acquire new techniques and skills and experiences and knowledge. And a big thing that always stands out is the techniques that Professor Ginsberg uses in classes, and it's really awesome just because you're able to see it in action and how they can be effective, and where maybe they're not so effective, but then you can transition to other techniques and just help to get the class involved and keep them engaged, and try to avoid any students falling asleep on you and keeping them focused, and making sure that they're ready and excited to learn. So a couple of those are like the pair shares and note cards, and also like giving the opportunity to students to come back to them so that you don't really have to put them completely on the spot. And of course callbacks, group discussions, and Socratic seminars. A little more complex of a discussion, but it's still a very powerful tool when it's used properly. And the 7 literacy strategies has been really helpful as we're going through our first run through of creating a lesson plan, and just using like these techniques, and seeing how we can use them in our lesson plans, and getting our students to understand new concepts, and going through like the things that we want to teach them and how we can help them. And there's not one single literacy strategy that's going to work for all students, so having like a list of different techniques is really helpful, so we can kind of see like what works with our students and see where we can improve, or what things that we can do without, and shift to other strategies and approaches to them. And the schema map is probably the biggest thing that I've been focusing and really think will be very helpful for me in my future. It's just a breakdown of how to teach English language arts and all the little pieces that come together, and seeing how they work towards a single goal, or how they help to support each other as you're trying to develop like a successful lesson plan. And it's just like the utilization of all the things that we've kind of talked in the past, of like background knowledge and using scholarships to back up your reasoning, and also the importance of academic language and vocabulary instruction, which kind of feeds into the background knowledge of how well equipped your students will be as they approach a new lesson and concepts. And of course, the importance of planning and scaffolding, the whole idea of the training wheels and how you provide guidance, but of course your goal is to push them towards becoming more independent with their education, and the close reading to understand the text, and using prompt writing, assessment, and rubrics to help you get a good idea of where your students' strengths and weaknesses lie, and how you can take those weaknesses and turn them into strengths through valuable instruction and education. Definitely the schema map has been very helpful to visualize what our goal is as educators in English, and it definitely will be a strong tool for me to reference back as I progress. And that's so far what I've gotten. There's a whole lot more I can also talk about, but these are definitely the most salient ideas that have stuck to me as I've been moving forward with my career. Thank you.